Hold on, Luke Kibbles. Hold on. Let me get right. I had to get my coffee and everything situated. The wind is blowing a little. Let me load this. What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Happy Friday, man. Happy Friday. Today, Friday, right? Yeah, happy Friday. It is a nice Friday, afternoon, Ninja? It's a nice Friday afternoon, right? Feels nice and breezy out here in Texas, right? Cartier, what's going on? Luke Kibbles, what's going on? Make sure you come on in and hit that like button. Make sure you come on in and hit that like button. Make sure you come on in and subscribe if you're new, right? Make sure you hit that link in the description. Not just the link in the description. Make sure you hit that Patreon link as well. The After Pill archives now available. More videos. You better start watching some videos. You better watch some of the old stuff because a lot more videos are coming off. The Book of Forbidden Knowledge. We're on episode 2. Episode 3 coming soon. Right? You may want to catch that because it's going to get greater and greater. It's going to get greater and greater. If you want to build the tenacity, if you want to build the discipline, if you want to build the mindset that it takes to win, because listen, everybody's not going to win. Everybody doesn't have what it takes to win. But if you want to build a mindset of steel, if you really want to see where it comes from, if you really want to see how the ideology was built, hit that Patreon link. And you can also hit that link in the description, hit the stand link in the description if you want to book one-on-one calls. As of right now, it is $100 per hour. Yes, Sirski. It is $100 per hour to book me for a one-on-one. Right? If you want to get your life together, you want to get your career in order, right? You have some things that you want to talk about, some things that you want to get off your chest. If you need some kind of direction, if you need some kind of guidance, hit that link in the description. Book a one-on-one coaching call. Now we got the advertisements out the way. Make sure you come on in and hit that link. Let me bring this a little bit closer. There we go. Bring this in a little bit closer. As you can see, I got the shades on. It's pretty sunny outside. It's sunny outside. How's y'all Friday going? It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so many of y'all, today's my off day. So I'm sure many of y'all are probably about to get off of work. I'm sure many of y'all are probably about to get off of work and head on home and enjoy, your weekend, right? Y'all about to get out here and spend some unnecessary money. Shouts out to y'all, man. Got my coffee going. And as y'all already seen from the title, y'all already have a clue about what we're about to get into. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and put the moderations on. Go ahead and put the moderations on because ninjas be coming in here and acting foolish. There we go. Come on in here and hit that like button. But as y'all can see, y'all already know what we're about to get into, man. If you caught my live last night, I went live late last night. Not late, but it's around 10 o'clock. I went live last night around 10 o'clock p.m. Right, we stayed on there and we broke down. If you familiar with Terry Joel Jr. Terry Joel Jr. Shouts out to Terry. But we broke down one of his videos where we talked about his video talked about that it's not. He doesn't believe that it's men's fault. That's what the video was titled, right? And he talked about how mostly with today's market, with today's society, he blamed, or it seems like he was blaming, right, women for the debacle. Now, I'm not saying that women aren't responsible for the debacle. That's not what I'm saying. However, I think he's being a little bit too lenient. I think he's being a little bit too lenient on the men. Way too lenient, right? And this video is going to be about the number one mistake or mistakes men make, right? Believing everything she says. Right, this is gonna be a good discussion. Going to wake many of you guys' brains up, because again, what I have to reiterate is many guys just don't get it. Many guys just don't get it. Many guys still don't understand. Many guys are still lost in the sauce. I'm saying this every single day. Listen, you have people you have people still coming across you have people still coming across old red pill videos. You still have people coming across old dinosaur aged red pill videos. And I'm like, bro, we have far exceeded that. We have far past that. We are in the after pill era now. You've already taken all your pills, Ninja. You've taken a red pill, you taking a black pill, you taking a what else? The green pill, the black gold pill, Ninja. You taking all these pills, Ninja, and where has it gotten you, Ninja? I just want to understand where has the red pill gotten most of men right now? I'll wait. I'll wait. Where has it gotten most men today? Most men have become even more losers. Most men have basically decided to withdraw from society and not do anything at all, right? That's what most men have decided at this point. Most men are upset, extremely upset that they can't find a wife. They can't build a family. Ninjas be wanting to build a family on $30,000 a year, Ninja. Are you kidding me? How please tell me how you're gonna do that. Please make me understand how in the world are you gonna do that? Make me understand. Ninja be trying to build a four people household on $30,000 a year, walking around here complaining on everybody's video, on everybody in everybody's comment section, talking about yeah these women ain't nothing, they want $1 million a year. That ain't realistic. Well, trying to build a family on $30,000 a year ain't realistic either, Ninja. That ain't realistic either. Neither one of them are realistic. But it's too many guys out here that want women to settle. Now, some of the requirements and everything is unrealistic, in comparison to real statistics. We understand that. But you ninjas be trying to build a whole family, be wanting a girlfriend and wife working at Wally World, Ninja. How dare you, Ninja? How dare you? Does that make any sense? Ninjas be wanting to drag women in the mud just so they can build with some bro. Come on, cut it. Cut it out. Niggas be wanting to drag women in the mud. Yeah, you come on grabbing them by the hair, ninja. Yeah, you gonna build with me. Niggas don't be having no ambition, no goals, no nothing. But anyway, let's go ahead and start this off with the creed of the outlier. I walk alone because I was never meant to follow. I was born to build what others were too weak to imagine. They rejected me for my strength, envied me for my presence, and feared the truth in my voice. So they gossiped, mocked, tried to shrink me. But I didn't bend and I didn't fold, and I won't start now. I do not chase the approval of the herd. I walk above it. I see through the mask and I speak with conviction forged in pain and clarity. Every betrayal carved focus into my soul. Every lonely night built the calluses I now wear with pride. My mission is not optional. My legacy is non-negotiable. And my time is coming. I am built for this, and I will win. Creed of the Outlier. Make sure you come on in and hit that like button. Make sure you come on in and hit that subscribe button. If you're new, hit the link in the description. Coaching calls, Patreon, locals videos actually going up today. So be on the lookout for that. But anyway, mistakes men make. Believe in everything she says. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting because there's a lot of guys out here who take women word for everything. And it's just really so sad. You can call me jaded all you want to, right? You can call me whatever you want to, black pill mindset, or whatever you want to say, whatever you want to call it. Listen, I'm sorry. I've just seen too much, right? I've seen good girls lie, I've seen bad girls lie, right? I've seen good guys. I've seen good guys fall into the rabbit hole. I've seen good guys effed over, right? I've seen the bad guy get the best pick of the litter. I've just seen too much. I've seen way too much. And what I always like to say, what I always like to reiterate, is that not every man, and really this goes for most men, not most men don't get to see the dark side of women. That's the thing, right? Most men do not get to see the dark side of women. For the longest, starting in my early 20s, right? Starting in my early 20s, I was blessed and cursed enough to be able to see the dark side of women, right? Which some may call the purest form of women. Some may call it the purest form of women, right? With no regrets, just straight going for what they want, not caring what anybody thinks, right? Only a select few men get to see those sides of women. But for the rest part, for the rest of you okadokes, right? For the rest of you dang on men, y'all don't get to see it. So you can fall, you're gonna fall for every trick in the book, and not saying that even the ones who are more discerning than you are can't fall, because we see it day in and day out. We see men fall every day. Look, I keep referring to the CEO guy. Look at the CEO guy of the tech company, right? This ninja lost $50 million a year. He lost his CEO job messing with a dang on dried up raisin. Blake Bradley caught a live stream. What's going on, Blake? This dude lost $50 million a year messing with a dried up raisin. When this ninja could have went to the JUCO, he could have went and paid and bought something 10 times better, right? And not brought her to the dang on Coldplay concert, right? Then you got people like Shannon Sharp, 25K per cheek, ninja. You got ninjas want to cheap out, right? 25K per cheek. She told you, ninja. She told you 25K per cheek. You wanted to cheap out. You wanted to keep it on the low. You thought that she wasn't going to come back for that bag. You thought she wasn't going to come back for that chicken bag. You thought that she wasn't. You thought you was above reproach. You thought you was above the game. You thought you was above the system. But the system showed these ninjas that nobody's above the system. So let's get that first and foremost. So number one that a lot of guys seem to fall for, right? Especially early on in dating, right? And honestly, sometimes even within a relationship, you're the only guy I'm dealing with. You're the only guy I'm dealing with, man. Listen, I've heard that so many times. I've seen that so many times. You're the only guy I'm dealing with. How many guys you dealing with? No, you're the only one. Head ass. Ninja, I know women right now. Travis better prepare himself. Yeah, definitely. I know women right now who are married, engaged, in long-term situationships, right? Who are just throwing that punani all around town. I know women right now who are throwing that punani all around town. They throwing it in a circle, right? I've had one woman even tell me, and this was at work, bro. This was at work. I had one woman tell me, basically I was asking her if she had, a significant other or whatever, right? Because she was flirting real hard and all that stuff. So I just, threw out the question, hey, you got a boyfriend and all that stuff? Yeah, I have a boyfriend and I have a kid or whatever. Okay, cool. Then, I just threw out a little statement, well, that's too bad. That's too bad that you're taking. That's too bad that you're taking. That's too bad that you got a dude. And she was just like, she gave me the Batman signal, right? She put the signal up in the air. She was like, oh no, it's really not too bad. She was like, oh no, it's really not too bad, because me and you can do whatever. Hand up. She was like, oh, it's really not too bad. I was like, too bad you got a man. She was like, oh no, it's really not. Listen, 9 times out of 10, and if you're him, Ninja, if you're him, if you that guy, it alleviates, it get rid of many of these things. But dude, I already told y'all. If you haven't watched my video, if your girl works a 9 to 5, she is more than likely cheating. If you haven't watched that video, then you probably wouldn't understand where I'm about to go with this. But if your girl works a 9 to 5, more than likely she is cheating. Prove me wrong. If your wife works a 9 to 5, she is more than likely cheating. That doesn't mean that she's getting poked, right? She could be getting poked too, right? But more than likely, she has some in some form of fashion a work hubby, especially on these lunch breaks. Ninja, if your chick work at a warehouse, she's done. She been passed around already. If your chick works at a warehouse, that's done. Ninja, she is done. Jay, what's going on? If your chick works at a warehouse, she is getting poked on. No ifs, ands, or buts. If she works at Amazon, she getting poked on. I'm sorry. I worked at Amazon. I worked at an Amazon facility, and all them chicks going. If she works at UPS, Ninja, she definitely going. And don't let her work the night shift. Don't let her work the dead shifts. Oh yeah, they going back to that car on the when it's slow. When the warehouse slow, the conveyor belt slow, no trucks have pulled up. Oh, they going back. They going back to the Nissan Ninja. They going back to the Ford Explorer, and they getting in the back of that seat. Blake Bradley said, "Yep, I seen it at night shift. I seen it, Ninja. I been that one." So if your girl works a 9 to 5, bro, listen. I know this is not how y'all want it to be. I know you want your girl to be the most loyal of the loyalist, Ninja, but it ain't happening. And then you're gonna have guys who watch this and still be in disbelief. You're gonna have guys who watch this and still be in disbelief. They're gonna be like, "Nah, not my girl. Nah, I know my girl. She'll never do anything like that." Let me tell y'all something, man. Let me tell y'all something. Because some of y'all just ain't never experienced it, or you just too stuck. Your head just stuck up your butt. Pause. Either your head stuck up your butt, or you just naive and stupid. But let me tell y'all something, man. I don't care how innocent you think your woman is. I don't care how bad you think that you know your woman. I don't care how bad you think that you know your girlfriend or wife or whatever the case is. Let me tell you something. Given the right situation, right? Given the right moment, and given the right guy, your chick will go. Facts. Your chick will go. There is no such thing as, oh, she's innocent. Bro, there ain't no innocent women out here. What y'all talking about? Let's get the likes up. There is no innocent women out here, especially if she works a 9 to 5. I've seen it with my own two eyes. I've seen it with my own two eyes. She can have a full on rock on her finger. Ninja. She can have a full on rock on her finger. And she'll be still out here throwing that punani. She'll be flirting. She'll be trying to climb the ladder, Ninja, right? Be in the back room, rubbing on broski chest, right? She may let him grab a cheek or two, let the manager grab a cheek or two, let the boss man grab a cheek or two, right? So she can climb that ladder, Ninja, or she can gain favor. So y'all don't think this be going on. Y'all just think, yeah, my girl works. I know dudes right now. I know dudes right now who are in relationships with bottle girls, dang on Twin Peaks girls, and all kinds of stuff. And then just talking about, my trust. I really trust her, and we have a bond. Ninja, don't nobody want to hear that. Ninja, she going. She is going. That's what she telling you. You sound like you regurgitating what she's telling you, Ninja. Yeah, my girl works at a bar, but it's she shrugs guys off, and it's okay. She make, bro, hang it up. Hang it up. She would dress to show off her body to get his attention. Got the cleavage hanging out. LOL, I remember back in 2021 when I worked a warehouse job, the single baby mother tried to get with me, and we worked a graveyard shift for 12 hours. Yeah, it be like that. right? It be like that. But yeah, you like dudes be trying to get in whole relationships and marriages with bar girls and all kinds of stuff, and I'm like, dudes out here tripping. Dudes are out here trying to get with whatever they can get with. They're out here trying to get in with whatever they can get with. If that means a bar girl, they'll happily accept it, don't you? And then try to overlook everything, bro. There is no way in the world that your girl is doing any kind of bottle service or any kind of revealing work, right? Even just a bartender at a high end restaurant, ninja. She is around men with more money than you. Let's call a spade a spade. She's around more men with more money than you. She's around men with more pull than you. She got her boobs hanging out. She got her buttocks, her glutamus, whatever the word is, her gluteus maximus hanging out her booty shorts, ninja. Her Daisy Dukes. But you think she ain't going, bro? Given the right price, and she's already in the industry. Given the right price, they all will go. Let me say not all for argument's sake. The ninja gonna be like, no, not all, not all. Okay, to help you copers out there, because men like to cope nowadays instead of dealing with the truth. For you copers out there, let's just say not all, but for the most part, given the right price, all of them will go. All you got to do is offer the right price, right? Like I said, given the right situation, putting in the right circumstance, all women are gonna go. She work a 9 to 5 job. If she's a nurse, it doesn't matter. If she's a teacher, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Given the right situation and the right circumstance to come up, they will do exactly what they need to do. Hypergamy don't leave the door just because you're in a relationship. Hypergamy don't leave the door just because you married. That don't go out the door. If she can have your gump ass and she can have the boss, right, the manager or whoever her coworker is on the side, her work hubby on the side, then that's what she will have, right? They just be out here thinking that, yeah, I'm the only one. Not if you sending her to work. No, she not talking to anybody else. That's mine. Yeah, not if she is going to work, ninja. Men can't wrap that around their head. If your girl has a career, if she has a job that she goes to, right? Any of that, you are sharing her. Facts. That's all of our girl. When you send your chick to work, right? And I see your chick, that's my girl too. Because guess what I'm doing? If she bad enough, if she pretty enough, guess what I'm doing? Hey miss, what's your name? Where you from? Can I take you out tonight? Da 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 da. Yeah, that's me, ninja. I'm in the corner talking to her. Yeah, you got a boyfriend? Ah, F that ninja. He got you at work? Yeah, I'm live, boy. What's going on, boy? I'm live again. 12 hours later, ninja. But if you sending your girl to work, right? She is all of our girls. Can y'all wrap y'all mind around this concept? For the guys who know what I'm talking about, acknowledge it in the chat. Acknowledge it in the chat. Tell the truth. All these chicks you be seeing at work, if you work at a hospital, you work around nurses, right? You work around teachers, ninja. You work anywhere where women are at. You have seen firsthand a woman, including married women, who sit over there. You know her and what's his name got a little something going on. You just can't pinpoint it, but you know they got a little something going on, and it ain't her husband, ninja. So if you send her to work, this is what a lot of men don't want to accept, right? For you 50-50 ass ninja, this is why I say level up. Level up so you don't have to deal with this. Not saying that you're going to be 100% bulletproof, but you get to alleviate a lot of the riffraff. But if you sending your girl to work, bro, you at a 50-50 odds. You at a 50-50 odds, especially if she's around higher end men, more top tier men, other top tier men. bro, it's a wrap. If she works in a club, that's a dunzo, ninja. She effing, she smashing for sure. If she work at a club, bottle service, Twin Peaks, Ojos Locos, ninja, any of those type restaurants, bro, she is going. There's a dude always coming in there, showing his ass, popping bottles, throwing money. Like, here, baby, I got $1,000 right here, baby. Take you home right now. I got $1,000 right now, ninja. Ninja, it take you 2 weeks. It take you 2 weeks to come up with $1,000, ninja. He put $1,000 right in her face, ninja. Boom. What you trying to do? But you want to sit up here and tell me your chick loyal, man? Please. If you send it her, if y'all never watched my video, if your girl work a 9 to 5, she is more than likely cheating. If you never watched that video, go and look it up. It may be on Patreon at this point. I don't know if I took it down. But if your girl work a 9 to 5, more than likely she's cheating. There's no if and ands or buts. And I'm not saying that she's getting penetrated. I'm just saying that she's more than likely flirting. There's a guy that she has a little crush on, right? There's a guy that she lets get away with a little touchy feel, right? There's a guy that she texts late at night, just, hey, what you doing? Right? And you got some of them who are getting penetrated. Come on now. Number 2, second lie, ninja. The second lie that ninjas fall for. I've never done this before. Come on, man. Y'all still falling for that? Y'all still falling for that? I've never done this before. Meanwhile, she wrapping her head in a ponytail. Then before you know it, she done gave you the got 5,000, ninja. Blake Brother says she could also say she works night shift, but reality, she's smashing. Come on now. Most girls are 304s nowadays. Might as well not take a relationship too serious with that bid. Smash that like button. I've never done this before. This is my first time. I've never done this before. Ninja, please. Girl, bend over. Bend over. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I remember growing up, and especially in high school, you got girls who really try to hold on to that innocent card because they, especially back then, for you guys who may be, anywhere between 28 and up, back then, before the social media age really blew up, girls really tried to hold on to their innocent card. Right? They tried to hold on to their innocent card. They wanted to be sure. They wanted to be sure that you seen them in the positive light. Right? They knew they were 304s. They knew they was hoes. They knew they was, giving that Gok 3000 in the hallways in between classes and while everybody was in class and recess and everything up under the sun. They knew that they in that blind spot. Y'all know that blind spot that I'm talking about. Y'all know that blind spot that was up under the stairs, right? That the camera couldn't see, right? That blind spot up under that you slid through, or that blind spot where the bleachers were, ninja. Right, yeah, we know. But they try to hold on, even if you knew their reputation. Even if you knew their reputation, they'll still try to. I've never done this before. You're the first. Ninja, please. I had John, Brad, and Glocktavius already tell me that thing is on 10. But you just play around. You just play along with it. Yeah. I know. Because in reality, even though that they know that they 304s, they don't want you to make them feel like a 304, ninja. Now, it is slightly different now. Now they just willy-nilly with it. Yeah, I sucked this many Peter Whackers, and I've had this many trains ran on me. I was watching some videos last night of this stuff. Some of those street interviews, and women nowadays, they're just they're just telling it all. They're like, yeah, I got 2 summers ago. They'll ask like, what's the craziest thing you've done? What's the craziest thing you've done? And they'll say something like, oh, 2 summers ago, I had 5 guys run a train. I'm like, golly. I'm like, I slept with my boyfriend's dad. I'm like, golly. Jesus. I'm like, I let 2 guys go down my, whoa. I'll just be sitting back like, this is diabolical craziness. This is what's going, and this is actually what's going on. They don't care about looking innocent anymore. Jay says that's how I found out one of my girls back in high school was a hoe, and we went to schools. A random chick called my phone and told me what she was doing at the ball game at night. I know dudes right now who are married to whores. I know dudes right now who are married to whores, who girls who were whoring all through high school and all through college. Whores, married with kids. Ninja. I know chicks right now who were strippers and sold at Punani, who have kids and attached to a guy right now as we speak. Ninja, it is diabolical out here. And really 7 times out of 10, I'm gonna say 7 times out of 10, a lot of these guys do not know her history, and that's how they want it to be. They may tell him a little something. They may give them a little rundown, but for the most part, a lot of these dudes, they don't know the history of their chick. They don't know how they got down in college. A lot of these chicks, they'll go crazy in college. What I tell you, I don't, me personally, I don't believe that there are many conservative women at all. The truly conservative, no, I don't believe it. Now, can you turn over a new leaf? Sure, whatever. But Cassie, yep. But actually, truly conservative women, they don't exist. It's impossible. Not in today's time. Not in today's time. Not in the Western Hemisphere. You would have to go some kind of Western. You would have to go some kind of Islam. You know. But even then, them listen. I already ran through this story already. For the most, for the most part, none of these chicks are conservative. Most of these chicks are faking the funk, right? When shit hits the fan, when they've been ran through, they've got the athletes, they've had elephant trunks and all kinds of stuff run through them, and NFL running backs, ninja. Listen, they've been ran through, run amok, drugged through the mud, all kind of trains in the locker rooms, all kinds of stuff, man. But then when push comes to shove, then they want to get married. It's happening every day. And they just don't want to hear this. I know a dude right now I had a conversation with. He's 2021. He's 2021, and you know we got on the topic of marriage, right? We got on the topic of marriage, and we were just talking, you know, going back and forth. And I'm like, bro, you know, I don't think that's something that you want to do, right? Not especially not in today's time with today's generation, right? And he was showing me his girl, and you know, he talking about. Listen, this is what he hit me with. He was talking about some. Yeah, we're in a church. Because I asked him, is she in a church? Is she like a church girl or something? You know, she's sanctified and holy, ninja. Even though I know none of these bitches are sanctified and holy, right? But I was asking him, is she sanctified and holy? You know, just trying to get a little detail or whatever. And she was like, yeah, we go to church together. We go to church together every Sunday, ninja. Every Sunday, right? So you know, then we got a little bit deeper, right? And I'm like, okay, so are y'all waiting to marriage? Nope. Oh, okay. So yeah, that conservative shit goes out the door. Okay. So neither one of you are truly conservative. Neither one of you are waiting to marriage, ninja. So that conservative shit goes out the door. That traditionalist shit goes out the door because neither one of you, I mean, I'm not judging them based on that, but I'm just saying, like, principle is principle. Principle is principle, right? If you're abiding by that, then abide by it. But most people are not abiding by that. You're having premarital sex. So, boom, that's one strike already. Then two, I think she's around 2 years. She's 2 years older than him. 2 years older than him, right? So that's another thing, right? And then also he said that she's the most freakiest. She is the most freakiest girl that he's been with. Red flag number 3. And 3 strikes, you're out. She is the freakiest girl that he's ever been with. She changes her wigs every week. She changes her look every 3 days or whatever he was saying, right? She changes her wig every 3 days, right? She puts on a show for him. She lets him do all kinds of stuff, tour and all that stuff. And mind you, she's 2 or 3 years older than him. So in my mind, I already know what's going on. In my mind, I already know what's going on. This is a chick clearly with way more experience than him. This is a chick with way more experience than him who is putting on that punani. What did I tell y'all guys? What brings down your masculine logic? What wipes out your masculine defense? Right? What wipes out your masculine defense? A home cooked meal and that punani. These two things bring down your masculine defense because they feed your primal instincts, right? When she feeds you, when she cooks for you, that on a primal level, that is telling you, okay, she's a nurturer, right? She can take care of me. When she put that punani on you, well, we ain't got to talk about that. We know what that punani do. We know what that punani do. And when in the wrong hands, that can be a man's detriment, as we've seen throughout history, right? She's putting that game on her wigs. What the heck? Is she a cross-dresser? She a cross-dresser? No, that's how you know she's a black woman. Yeah, this is a white dude, young white dude. His girlfriend is black. His girlfriend is black. So she changes her wig, changes her braids, and all that stuff. And he likes it. He's in love with it. He like, yeah, I love me some chocolate. That's what he said. He's like, yeah, I love me some chocolate. I love when she changed her wigs. I love when she put those, what you call those? He was like, what you call those little braids? What you call those little braids? And then, you know, they're almost like dreads. And I was like, locks, ninja? Yeah, she used to have locks, ninja. And she used to let me do this and that to her. I was like, okay, ninja, okay. I was like, okay, ninja. But he's like 2021. She's like 23, 24, I think. But this is a chick who has way more experience than him. And he was like, this is the freakiest chick I've ever been with. She does everything and all this type stuff. And I'm like, okay. And he just, yeah, he loving that chocolate. And he just in love, bro. And I was like, I plan on marrying this girl. This is the girl that I want. And I'm not trying to, shoot guys off the mountain. Right? I'm not trying to knock dudes off the mountain. But Ninja, I'm like, bro, listen to me, man. I was like, you know those somebody hit him with the what's the thing they had on what's the name of that movie with Will Smith, something in black. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They hit him with that camera. Just wiped his memory out, Ninja. LOL, top over here killing dudes' dreams of that good chocolate pie. She about to get a bag. Men in Black, that's what it is. Men in Black. Right, he over here, he hypnotized. But I meet so many. But here's the thing, though, I'm not trying to kill dudes' dreams, but who's going to be the dream killer? Because nobody's telling anybody the truth. That's where I get upset at. That's where I get upset at, because nobody's. We're the fathers who are supposed to be telling the truth. Dude, everybody's out here lying, man. But then I'm the bad guy. See, when I get to talking, like when I get to telling them like, hey bro, you might want to stay, especially in your 20s, like, bro, what are you doing? Dudes out here trying to get married at 2021, bro. We do not stay in a society that can cater to that. And they don't understand that women change and you have to be able to almost be bulletproof to the changes, right? And to be bulletproof to the changes, you have to acquire resources so you can almost be bulletproof. Nobody's bulletproof, right? And a man, hey, I just want to know, what is the happiest moment in life? You're gonna have to super chat. Dude's dreams out here getting shot the F up. Yep. Will Smith got played by Jada. She got on with August Alstina, and he's listen, that's how it be. And dude, I remember this other dude that I was talking to. I was breaking it down. I told him about my channel and everything. Shouts out to Damian Pottinger. I appreciate the super chat. But I was talking to this one dude. Let's get the likes up. We got almost 40 people in here, man. Let's get the likes up. If you're not going to super chat, the like button free, Ninja. The like button is free. At least push this out into the algorithm. That's the least you can do. At least help me, Ninja. Help me. At least hit the like button so this can be pushed out into the algorithm so more men or women, whoever, the audience can see this. Somebody may need this. Somebody may need the advice. Somebody may come across this, and we may save a life. Let's at least hit the like button so we can get there. If you're not going to super chat, let's hit the like button. But dude, I was talking to another dude, and same situation. Right, same situation, similar situation. He is with a girl. He's with a girl that he wants to get engaged with. He's with a girl that he wants to get engaged with. And then I really don't even be doing nothing. Dudes already see. Here's the thing. Dudes already have these thoughts already in their head. They just waiting on somebody to tell them the truth. That's the thing. They already have these thoughts in their head. They just waiting on a real one to tell them the truth, because everybody else is telling them. Mom is telling them, oh yeah, make an honest woman out of her. Dad is telling him, yep, you got to marry that girl. Everybody's telling young men lies and not really giving them the true what it is and what it isn't, especially in the new world that we stay in today, right? Because the boomers, they don't know nothing. Gen X don't know anything. Ninja, the millennials still trying to get it together. Ninja, nobody got it together, Ninja. And I'm not saying by far that I have it together, but I'm saying I know a little something that can help a little somebody, Ninja. But all these people are lying to their sons, to their daughters, to their family members. Everybody lying. So when they come across a real one who's not going to sugarcoat, who's going to tell them the absolute truth, the whole truth, so help me God, Ninja. Then their minds start opening up. Now you can tell when you start telling people the truth, hate it or love it. You can hate it or love it. You can see when people's souls and eyes start opening up, almost as if they were starving for that information in the first place. So when I started speaking to the dude, I'm like, bro, do you have kids? Y'all got kids? That's one of the first questions I asked. Do y'all have kids? Because once you bring kids into the situation, sometimes you got to thug it out. Sometimes you gotta make it work until it don't work. Because now you brought other life into the situation that you're responsible for. So now you got to do your due diligence as a man. So if you don't, so we're gonna X out kids. So if you don't have kids, Ninja, you 2021 don't have kids, you planning on getting engaged, you all in love, Ninja. Shouts out to MC with the super chat. I appreciate it. You all in love, Ninja, right? You all deep in love, right? And you like, yeah, I want to get engaged to her and all this stuff. Dudes are acting off of programming. See, this is where the matrix keep coming in. That dudes are acting off of programming, right? This has been years and years of programming, years and years of media programming, years and years of propaganda, right? And what's funny is men are still stuck in legacy programming. Come on now. Men in the West, especially, are still stuck in legacy programming. The women are they've already been programmed for what is to come in the future. They've already programmed for the future already. This is why women are 10 steps ahead and men are 10 steps backwards right now. Shouts out to Moy for posting that. The 5 key principles for the modern man. Go get that on Amazon. Sami, I'll answer that question, but next time super chat. What you think will happen when men finally wake up? Well, here's my point. Most men won't. It's not going to happen. With technology and the advancement of technology, where technology is going, most men won't wake up, because what's going to happen is society is going to become more pacified, right? Society is going to become more comfortable. Yeah, we can say, well, look at the economy and people are getting homeless. Yeah, that's on purpose, right? What's next is UBI, things like UBI. What's next is universal basic income, right? What is next is something completely different. Shouts out to Damian Pottinger with the super chat. He says, how would you navigate the situation if I had a kid with a chick and she was sleeping around? Would you just take the L or try to make it work for the child? How would you navigate the situation if had a kid with a chick and she was sleeping around? Would you just take the L or try to make it work for the child? If she's sleeping around, how could you make that work? Would y'all be together, Would y'all are y'all together in this situation? If y'all together and she's sleeping around, that's a no go. That's a no go, right? That's a no. No. But as for if you're talking about making it work while not being together, then yeah. I mean, at that point, you have to get the courts involved. Like depending on what the situation is, if you married, that's your girlfriend, or what the case is, right? If it's a real bad situation, if you're talking about she's bringing guys over, exposing a child to different guys, now I would get the courts involved and get some kind of primary custody agreement if you can prove that that is a detriment to the child, right? But if you're talking about a relationship, if you're talking about a relationship and she's sleeping around, no, you might as well, nah, we're not doing that over here, right? If she's sleeping around, you might as well count your losses. Sometimes now, see, the thing is, the reason I ask people do they have kids is because kids do complicate things and make it harder to exit out of situations, because you want to be, the father, you want to be the father and you want to be in that child's life. But not all the time is it permissible. Not all the time does it work out. Sometimes you got a crazy baby mama. Sometimes you got a woman who just don't want to make it work, right? Sometimes if she's sleeping around, now you might as well, take that loss on that. Take the loss to get a W. Speaking in general, just curious. Okay, shouts out to Damien. But if she's sleeping around, nah, I wouldn't know. Heck no. Now sometimes and that was a great question because you do have some men who are in marriages where the women goes out to girls' nights out and doing God knows what and acting all unusual ninja out there flirting with the bartenders out there getting smashed and all that stuff, and the men know this. The men are aware of this too. A lot of men are aware of this, but they have assets, they have the house, they have these cars, they got 2 kids and a dang on ugly ass dog, annoying ass dog. So men are just sitting back and like, dang, how do I get out of this? I don't want to disappoint the kids. I don't want her to take the house. I don't want her to, take half of my stuff. So a lot of dudes do get into these situations and then know how to get out of it. But ultimately, you're gonna have to become a savage. As much as sometimes you have to burn all bridges. It is what it is. Sometimes you have to burn the house that you live in down so you can start over, so you can rebuild. As much as it hurts to burn down everything that you've built over these 10, 20 years, even though it hurts your soul to burn down this whole everything that you built, the structure, the discipline, the family, even though it'll hurt, sometimes you have to burn it all down. That's a part of being a man, making difficult choices. And some men are not mentally prepared to make that difficult of a choice because you built this and you're like, dang, my woman changed. The kids are turning on me, right? They're taking her side. I'm looking like the bad guy. Really, you the one that you men are the ones who really try to hold the family together. Not a lot of women try to hold the family together nowadays, especially. You have some women out there who try to hold things together. Don't get me wrong, but men for the most part men go through a lot trying to hold shit together because for men it's about principle, right? Women is just, oh, I'm not happy. I want to exit out of this situation. Men, even if they're unhappy, they want to keep things together for the principle of it, right? Because they're not just thinking about themselves, they're thinking about everybody who will be affected. Women don't care. Usually they just, I'm done with this situation. I don't care if the kid's affected. I don't care if he's affected. I don't care who's affected. They just exit out of the situation. But men, we want to keep it together, just because it's principle, right? But if you got a woman who's sleeping around now, you gotta burn the house down. That's it. Because at that point, the respect was been out the door. Clearly, the respect is out the door. She doesn't. If she's sleeping around with other men, getting dug out, getting them guts busted open, bro. No, that is a no go. That is a no go. Your pride as a man comes first. Hell, I don't care if kids or not, ninja. Nah, F them kids. No, I'm just playing. At that point, it is F them kids because it's like, no, your standard as a man, your pride as a man, your ego as a man comes first, right? The principles of being a man come first. And if you have a woman who is being belligerent and that disrespectful, and first of all, if any man is willing to stay in a situation like that, she's going to do it again, and she's going to continue to disrespect you because you have no respect for yourself as a man. And then the kids are going to grow up to see that. Yeah, the kids may suffer now because they may not understand, depending on how young or old they are. They may not understand. But when they grow old and they become adults themselves, they can be like, you know what, my dad stand on 10 toes. My mom was disrespectful. My mom was going around having girls' nights out and cheating and trying to make it seem like she wasn't. When they get older, they'll understand, like, no, my dad stood on 10. I respect that man. I respect him. But then if you stay like a little gump sucker, your kids ain't gonna respect you for that at all. I went on a whole tangent with that one. Shouts out to Damien. Shouts out to Damien for the question and for the super chats. I appreciate it. Jay says, be careful who you deal with. You guys, you never know these chicks' hidden agendas, and that's the thing. That's the thing. It's so easy. What's the story I was telling? Oh, the guy who's getting engaged. The second guy who's getting engaged, who wants to marry his girlfriend that he's been with for 2 years, right? W Rant, I appreciate it. But he wants to get engaged to her. And like I said, the guys are already thinking on this. They already thinking like, maybe I'm making a mistake. Maybe I'm jumping the gun too early, bro. Especially, you got to think when you're young. Remember being 20 years old, right? For the older guys in the chat, right? Remember when you were 20 years old, 19 years old, and you got that first piece of good punani? I'm talking about, ooh wee. Right, you never thought punani could be this good. Like, yeah, you had like one or two in high school, but like when you hit that 2021 mark, and a chick put that ooh wee on you, and you was like, I didn't know punani could get this good. I didn't know women could do this. I didn't know that this was possible. When they put that ooh wee on you, got to be careful what I tell you. Right, two things that's gonna bring down your masculine defense: a home cooked meal and a punani, right? It disrupts your logic because it feeds your primal behavior, right? So when a woman is cooking and cleaning and doing all that stuff, right? When she's putting that punani on you, it's bringing down your defense. So you're not really thinking in your logic. If you're not a real supreme masculine man, you have to be in your masculine at all times. Not saying that it's 100% possible all the time, because it's not. We all fall short, even myself. We're not always in 100% masculine, especially when dealing with women. It's not possible all the time. Sometimes you're going to be at 75%. Sometimes you're going to be at 50%. Sometimes a chick may talk to you a certain kind of way, and you may just shrug it off and he ha at it. Sometimes a woman may talk to you a certain kind of way, and you nip that shit in the bud, and you tell her, "Hey, this won't happen again," or you going outside. Right? So we're not always at 100%, but those are the two things that's going to bring it down. And that's what I was explaining to him. I was like, hey, you got to be careful because one, you're young. Two, I can tell not too much punani has been put on you. See, with me, I can't be tricked. I'm not going to say I can't be tricked. I don't want to throw that up in the air. But for the most part, I can't be tricked because, truth be told, I've had a lot of punani, right? And this is where I tell men, because it's hard to be discerning. It's hard to be discerning of women if you've never dealt with women. Let me repeat that again. It's hard to be discerning with women if you've never dealt with women, right? Many guys have never dealt with an abundance of women. Many guys have never dealt with a bad girl, right? Many guys have never dealt with a woman who may have done dancing and she's been a stripper and been in the nightlife. Right? Many guys have never dealt with, a innocent girl, or a truly innocent girl, right? Most guys may have never dealt with a girl who wants to put their hands on him, right? Who are always trying to fight him in an abusive situation, right? So many guys have never even been in certain situations, so they're not really discerning because they've never really dealt with this girl, that girl, this girl. So there's a lack of judgment there. There's a lack of wisdom there because many guys don't know what to look for because they're not even being trained by the families or fathers to see and understand what to look for, right? The real test is when you get the word of guts. Exactly. Are you going to fold or not? And that's what women are testing you for anyway. You got to realize Women are always trying to get something out of it. I don't care how innocent or pure you think she is. All 100% are trying to get something out of it. You're a nobody special, ninja. I'm special. I'm special, ninja. I'm just playing. But men are not special. They're trying to see who can fold, especially the higher up you go. The higher up you go, the more money you start to make, the more successful you are, the more structured you are, the more punani gets thrown at you, right? Because the name of the game is disruption, right? You know, y'all don't understand. Like, women sense who you are. That's why some of you just don't even get punani. Women sense who you are. They know who you are. They know if you're a gump. They know if you really him. They know it, and they play their cards accordingly. So when they put that when they want to put that punani on you, right? They really trying to test you. And for guys who are structured, resourceful, know how to get the chicken bag, right? Women will throw themselves at you just to disrupt your path, right? Women will throw themselves at you just to disrupt your path, just to throw you off your pivot. They get a love out of that. They get love out of that. They love to throw resourceful men, structured men off of their path. They love to do that. That's the name of the game. And there's still so many men who are trying to cash in a check way too early. Ninja haven't even lived life. I asked him, I was like, okay, where have you traveled so far outside of the United States? He's like, I haven't traveled anywhere. And wrong answer, Ninja. I was like, are you financially where you want to be right now? Like, nah, I still got some work to. Of course you do. And wrong answer. So you already know, first of all, you're not where you want to be. You haven't traveled. You haven't explored the world. Your worldview hasn't been open. You haven't seen how beautiful women get when you go across the planet. Ninja, you haven't dealt with this woman or dealt with that woman. Not saying that you have to get out here and sleep around, Ninja. That's up to you. But what I am saying is that your worldview is so limited. You're still operating in a state of lack that you're trying to cash in the check that you're not even ready for. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? Ninjas are out here trying to cash checks, right? Cash blank checks, and they're not even ready for it. They're fresh vessels. But then I told them, I was like, okay, 3 years down the line, you're gonna see. Because it's all cool and dandy right now. Right, in those early 20s, in those early 20 stages, right? Oh, she's all head over heels for you. Yeah, I'll do anything for him, right? I'll work this job. I'll work 60 hours while he gets it together. I'll work 60 hours. I don't care. I'll do it. Right? Let 2 years go by. Then she's gonna start saying, okay, when are you gonna get a better job? Now she tired of working them 50 hours, ninja. She tired of working them 60 hours. When are you gonna get a better job? Right? Do you want to go back to school? Now she's gonna sit down and have a talk with you, ninja. Like, what's the plan? Right? Because now she done spent her early 20s with you, ninja. Right? She done wasted her early 20s with you. So now she 24, 25 years old. Now she mid 20s now. And now she's talking about, okay, now my good years are gone. My good years are gone. Now she's sitting there talking about some, okay, ninja, what's the plan, ninja? You plan on going to school? You plan on doing this? You plan on making more money? Like, what's going on? So she started by 25. She having that talk with you, ninja, and you still stuck in the same place. And not even because you're actually not doing anything. No, because it takes time, ninja. It takes time for you to build yourself up as a man, right? I'm 29 right now, and I'm just now really coming into like a swing of things, but I'm still nowhere near where I want to be. Still have a ways to go. So it takes a lot of time for men to get where they need to be, even where they want to be. Right? And then if she's still working about 25, 26, ninja, if she hasn't already, if she's still going to work, then this is where other men start coming into the gate. This is where other men start coming into the gate, ninja. She start opening that door. right? Ninja started whispering that good in her ear. Ninja, yeah, baby, you know, if you was with me, you wouldn't have to work, Ninja. They start hitting her upside the head with that. Yeah, if you was, if, you know, you too pretty to be working in here, baby. Right? You too pretty to be working in this warehouse. Who? What? You got a boyfriend? He got you working in that warehouse? He got you working in here, baby? I got 3 jobs. Did you see my car outside? You seen that BMW outside? Yeah, I just paid for that. I got 3 jobs. You know, I work, baby. He gonna be hitting her with that good game. You know, she right now, you know, she mad at you. You got her out here working, right? She thought you would have it together by 25, but you don't. So now she biting it up. Next thing you know, she at his apartment telling you, hey, I gotta work late getting them guts dig out because he's saying all the right things to her. Ninja, come on now. Come on now. I'm in here spitting game. He whispering that good in her ear. And she's still with you. She's still with you because y'all been together for this long, and she don't know how to let you go. She don't know how to let you go. So she basically carrying you along, ninja. She carrying you along. It but suck to be talking like this, making nothing when there are so many men being equally misogynistic but making more money. I don't know what he's talking about. It must suck to be talking like this, making nothing. What are you even talking about? You come in here talking all that bull crap. You come here talking bull crap. People just want to be, niggas just want to be known. Like, bro, get on. Coco, what's up with it? Would you like to be, would you like to be married one day though? Coco, have you read my book? Have you read the 5 Key Principles of the Modern Man? That'll tell you everything you need to know about me. Dudes just come in here talking. And what's funny is I have the moderations on. That's what's funny. Hold up. I have this. I have that's the crazy part. That's the crazy part. I have the moderations on set to subscriber only mode. So guess what he had to do? This ninja had to subscribe, and he waited for the time limit. Imagine that. This ninja had to subscribe and then wait on a time limit just to comment some hating ass loser junk. There's some YouTubers. There's some YouTubers bigger than you. They making more money. Well, no shit, Sherlock. No shit, Sherlock. There's some YouTubers bigger than you making way more money. Yeah, no shit. No shit. I'm like, what is this dude talking about? They just be want to come in here and get noticed. Crazy. Came in here and that's one thing to get on here and troll when there's no moderation, right? So you just see a lot and start talking crazy, but to go out of your way to subscribe, like you had to wait to hit subscribe and it was like, yeah, put on his timer, ninja, 10 minutes, all right here waiting, ninja. All right, 5 minutes. Got 5 more minutes. Ninja waited that whole time to sit up here and type what he typed. Come on now. That's what I be talking about. Ninjas just be losers. Ninjas just be losers. God dang. And it didn't even make sense. Yeah, you know, you sitting up here talking. There's bigger YouTubers making a bigger bag. Huh? Yeah, ninja, yeah, we know. Was that supposed to, I mean, you know what's funny? You know what's funny? Dudes are quick to talk about the grind. I found that to be astonishing to me. Dudes are quick to talk about the guys who are on the rise, which is funny. Which I spoke on this before, right? People love the winner. See, they love you when you winning, but when you actually grinding, when you in the mud and you building it from scratch, oh, look at this guy. He one of the big YouTubers. Look at this guy. He grinding. Who this guy think he is, grinding from the mud? Well, like, who does that? Like, bro, you need to learn from these other YouTubers. They didn't grind their way to the top, ninja. They just came out the womb and just started winning, ninja. Like, who are you, ninja? Who are you? Who are you, ninja? You up here grinding. Like, who does that anymore? Grinding from the mud. Like, this guy. This freaking guy right here. No, you're not a winner, guy. You're not a winner. Winners come out and win. Right? You're grinding from the mud. Like, nobody does that. I'm like, what these dudes be on? What these dudes be on? It's hard to get monetized on YouTube, so tap you're doing. I already know that. Bro. I know how hard it is to get to 9,000, almost 10,000 subs. This is only around 5% of people on YouTube get to this point. 5 to 10% of people on YouTube get to around 10,000. Right? And I believe around the same stats is for those who get monetized. Do y'all understand that the majority of YouTube channels do not get monetized? The majority of YouTube channels do not get monetized. So to even hit monetization is an accomplishment. But to then surpass monetization is another accomplishment. So really, if you're talking about anything really over 20,000, anything over 20,000, you're getting into the top 1% of YouTubers, right? Yeah, dudes be on jealousy vibe. You know, I got haters that come from everywhere. I'm in group chats and stuff with, dudes I know that be hating, right? And like I said before, nobody supports you. Nobody supports you until you in mass. Nobody supports you in mass until you actually start winning, right? And in my book, I've been winning. I've had setbacks, but I'm always winning. 29, actually 28 wrote my first book, right? Hand wrote all this stuff, typed it out, right? It's a short book, but I did that straight from the mind. Wrote my first book, right? Monetize a whole audience. I did that, right? And even then, my main job, making more money than most people, if not dang near all of you ninjas, right, who are my age. And then statistically making more money than most men in general. So ninja, I've been W after W. I've taken some L's as well, some big L's, right? But nobody cares about the L's. People care about the W's. But ninja still gonna hate when you win. Ninja still gonna hate when you win. Oh, he had a hand. Watch when I really hit them big milestones. Then people gonna be like, oh, look, he ain't get it out the mud. He didn't get it out the mud. He had it easy. Look at him. Look at this ninja. Look at this pretty old ninja. Look at him all muscly and pretty and all that junk. He ain't had it hard. Little do they know, work a blue collar job. Little do they know, I've taken L after L after L. Little do they know, at one point I was doing DoorDash, had my daughter in the dang on back seat while doing DoorDash, trying to scrape up money. Little do they know, like I've been through job after job after job. Little do they know, bro, little do they know. Little do they know. Ninja, I don't want to be like y'all. I don't want to be like the normal everyday civilian. Right? Even the military is only 1% of the population join the military. Join the military, top 1%. Ninja, I like to keep count. I like to keep counting. If you really want to go there, see, I be humble for the most part, but I really like to pop my shit. If you really want to go there, I like to statistically be above every ninja possible. Went to the military, top 1%. Only 1% of the population go to the military. Did my time. Did 6 years. Did 6 years did 6 years active, 2 years inactive. Right? Shouts out to Damien with the super chat. Right? Then next thing, right? I'm 6'1", 6'2" technically. 6'1.5", whatever, however you want to measure it, ninja. Right? Top 10% of the population. Top 10%. You want to talk about muscles? You want to talk about muscles and the way that my DNA comes out when I start pumping iron? Top 10, top 5% muscle composition, ninja. If you want to talk about looks, I'm in a top 5, top 10% easily. I can take your bitch easily. Right? If you want to talk about digging stick, pause. Ninja, pause. I'm in the top 10% digging stick. Pause. No diddy. If you really want to go there, then when you want to talk about money, you want to talk about grinding, ninja. I'm in the top 10. I'm in the top 5% for my age range, and the top 10, top 15% for men in general. Come on now, I like to keep count. How about you? How many men you know who are 28 years old wrote their first book? Come on, I like to keep score. How many men you know 28 years old? 27 really, because I started writing it at 27. I didn't really finish it to 28 because believe it or not, writing a book is hard. Even a short book is hard. Writing and putting all that stuff together, it is hard. It is extremely hard. And I pride myself off that accomplishment because I did it. I did it for me. Yes, I wrote it for the audience that I was building, but I did that for me to show that I can do it. I like to keep score, Ninja. How about you? But then Ninja's really gonna get mad at me when I really start popping it. When I really start popping it, dude's gonna be mad because I'm not gonna stop. I really be holding back. But then when it's really time to pop it, I'm not gonna stop. Because I'm on everybody's ass. I'm on old heads. I'm on old heads, young heads, big YouTubers, little YouTubers, small YouTubers. I'm on everybody's head because I want it. Right? So all in all, you're in the top 15% of men. Absolutely. Right? And I broke down all the stats myself, Ninja. I love to keep I'm a data driven individual. I like to people watch. I like to keep score. I like to go by the data. Right? I like to see where my placement is. If you're a man and you're not keeping score, something's wrong with you. If you're a man and you're not keeping score, something's wrong with you. Right? Y'all don't like to keep score. I keep score. How many ninjas I came across that are taller than me? Not that many. There's barely dudes walking around who are 6'3" plus in height. Barely. Most men I come across, I'm ninja. Ninja. How many men I'm coming across are built in shape, look like they can run 3 miles, look like they can run 2 miles. Right? Who got some stamina? Who got some muscle composition? How many guys I'm coming? Dang near not that many, ninja. Dang near not that many. Right? How many men that I'm coming across with a superior mindset who is willing to go get it by any means necessary? Not that many, ninja. How many men that I'm coming across who want to exist outside of the system and not be involved in this? Not too many, ninja. How many men? Not that many. Not that many. So I keep score. I keep tabs, ninja. How about Swahili men? They're tall. When you talk about certain ethnic groups, then yeah, they're more likely to be tall. But when you account for just all men, the average is still average out. So when you talk about certain ethnic groups, then yeah, then it levels out because the average is taller than other ethnic groups. So it's a little bit different when you account for that. What kind of car will you have, Ninja? I already got my eyes on the C8 Z06. I want that bad. At first I wanted the C7, I wanted the C7, right? I wanted the C7 because the C7 still looks good. But a car I absolutely have to get my hands on is that Z06. Z06. Really, I don't even care if I go C7 or C8. But that C8 I definitely want. And I'm gonna get it. That C8 I definitely want. It just looks like a monster. But I want the Z06 performance package. That shit looks crazy. Especially in the C8 format. See, I'm not just gonna say get on and say, "Oh, Lamborghini," or like, bro, those things will come. They'll come. They'll come eventually. Y'all gonna see it. Lord, this is you're watching me in real time get to where I say I'm gonna get. See, this is what y'all don't understand. This is prophecy in the making. This is prophecy in the making. I'm telling y'all exactly where I'm going to go. I'm telling y'all exactly where society is going. I'm telling y'all exactly where you need to do. I talk about geopolitics. I talk about technology. I talk about the transformation of AI and automation in the workforce. I talk about the transformation, how this is affected, how the economy is affecting relationships and dating dynamics and traditional families. I'm talking about all of this stuff. I'm trying to prepare you ninjas for the future and what is to come. I'm going to be compensated regardless. My time is going to come regardless, ninja. My time is going to come regardless. But you're watching in living proof, live in the flesh, where I'm going to go. So years from now, I don't want to hear that bull crap. I don't want to hear none of it, because you sat here and watched. You sat here and watched me. You sat here and watched me tell you exactly what was going to happen. You sat here and watched me tell you exactly what I was going to do. I gave you a blueprint. I gave you the Patreon. I gave you the locals. You know, we still building all that stuff. I gave you that stuff, right? And then you just sat back and watch. And this is the same thing. This is the same thing some of the big YouTubers say too. The bigger YouTubers. This is the same thing many of them say. They say, you sat back and watched me when I had 8,000 subs. You sat back and watched me when I hit 10,000. You sat back and watched me when I had 20,000. Many of y'all sat back and watched me 50,000, 60,000. Y'all sat back and watched, and I told y'all everything that y'all need to know. Now the prices don't went up, and now you begging me for the information. F y'all. Y'all not getting no more information. Because y'all sat back and watched the transformation this whole time, and you sat back. This is why I say I don't even care for the red pill, because many of y'all sat back for 5 years. The red pill has been going strong for the past 5-6 years. For the past 5-6 years, many men have still sat back and become even more losers than they already were when they had every single ounce of information that they needed. Love or hate Andrew Tate, love or hate Kevin Samuels, love and hate CGA, love or hate whoever you want, but these ninjas sat back and told you prime information for years, and you ninjas still sat back and didn't do anything. Because men are regressing. This ain't even a topic, but we on a tangent. Men are regressing. Men at large in general have regressed. Masculinity have regressed. Men who stand 10 toes regressed. Men who are solid regress. Men whose word is their bond have regressed. Everything that a man stood for regressed. Men are the new women and women are the new man. The roles have flipped. The roles are reversed. Ninja? It is completely different now. Dudes don't want to pay for nothing. They don't want to cough up no change to learn anything. They don't want to spend no money. Clearly, with men, groups of men who have way more knowledge than them, sometimes you have to accept that some men just have way more wisdom than you and the gift of gab to figure things out on a higher level than you can. Sometimes you have to pay for that information. Sometimes you have to pay for a ninja to work. That's what you pay the doctor for. That's what you pay the dentist for. You pay them to perform a skill that you don't have. There are groups of men who have the gift of gab of figuring out situations and figuring out life. They don't that the skill set that you may not have. Everybody don't have the gift of gab. Everybody don't have the charisma to sit up here and talk. Everybody don't have, ninja. I've been talking for the past 80 minutes, ninja. I've been sitting up here talking for the past 80 minutes. How many of you can sit up here and talk for 80 minutes straight? How many of you can sit up here and talk for 80 minutes straight? I've been going strong with YouTube at least for the past 2 years. I've been doing YouTube now for probably about three and a half years, but really going crazy for the past 2 years and built the platform to what it is today. How many of you can sit up here for hours on end talking off the top of your dome? That is a skill set. That is not something that come over time, Ninja. When I first started YouTube, Ninja, I couldn't even sit up here and talk for 5 minutes. I had to write out a whole script just so I didn't forget or look crazy in what I was saying. Do y'all not understand that? This is not just something that you just pick up and do. This is something that you have to build. You have to build upon. I remember when I couldn't sit up here and talk 5 minutes, and I literally told myself, I was like, I don't know how these guys sit up here 30 minutes and talk. I don't know how these guys sit up here and talk for an hour. How do they do it? But look at me now, Ninja. Look at me now. I started off talking to no audience. Now I'm talking to an audience, and my whole game has developed, become more colder. Right? Sub-zero level, Ninja. You still look crazy. That reminds me of the men of yesteryear that were masculine. Yeah. You guys make fun of me because and tell them not to play video games. Exactly. Type. I always say the same thing, bro. I've been sitting back telling y'all the same exact thing over and over again. Ninjas still falling for the okadoke. Ninjas still falling for the traps. Ninjas still trying to sit back and get married. Ninjas are still with no resources, no nothing. No nothing. But guess what? Guess what dudes are ready to do? Dudes are ready to sit back and hate. That's one thing men today are going to do. They're going to sit back and hate. And I'm talking about from 18 to dang gone 55 years old and to retirement age. One thing men are going to do is sit back and hate. One thing men today are going to do is sit back and watch you with a smug and a grudge on their face. Like, who did this ninja think that he is? They're going to sit back and watch you. I got people watching me now that I know are hate watchers. For you guys who want to build an audience, for you guys who really want to build a social platform, listen, many of the people who are going to be watching you are going to be hate watchers. When you talk about some of these bigger YouTubers, bigger guys with bigger platforms, I would say 40 to 60% of that audience are hate watchers. They waiting on these dudes to fail. They waiting on these people to fail. Facts. Everybody that watches you is not your friend. Everybody that watches you is not rooting for you to win. I have people in the audience that I know are haters. Ninja. I know people who are watching me, all of them are not rooting for me to win. You got people who are watching to get intel. You got people who are watching, man, he's still doing his YouTube. He's still doing this, Ninja. You got people sitting back who don't support publicly. Tongue twister. You got people who sitting back don't support publicly. Right? They want to sit back in a cut. They don't want to let it be known that they supporting because they really envious on the low. They wish they had the platform. They wish they had the gift of gab. They wish they can sit up here looking all chocolatey and muscly and looking good and looking like Mr. Take Your BIH. Don't let me start popping because I'm going to pop it. Ninja, I was popping it. This is what y'all don't understand. Ninja, I was popping my shit even when I didn't have much. Ninja, I was still popping it, still taking your bitch. Still walking around smelling good. Still walking around like I wasn't struggling. Ninja, still walking around with my chest up, chin up like, yeah, ninja, I'm still going somewhere. Ninjas don't know nothing about that because it's internal. See, somebody like me, I'm otherworldly, ninja. I'm an alien, ninja. You can't break somebody like me. Because I'm built for it. I am willing to die than to be one of you peasant Wally World working ass ninja. I swear to God. See, many of y'all really don't grasp the concept death before dishonor. To be a peasant for the remainder of my life, to be a nobody, that is dishonorable. That is dishonorable to my lineage. That is honorable to my bloodline. Many of you should be ashamed of yourselves. Some of y'all don't want to do anything just because the dating dynamics and the relationship dynamics is not what they used to be. So you want to go and be a effing hermit and live in your mama's basement because you can't find a girlfriend. F you. Let them rot. But me, I don't care nothing about that. Ninja, purpose and purpose only is on my mind. Everybody who's attached to me, get ready for this ride. That's it. But that is disrespectful and dishonorable to my lineage to sit back and do nothing. I will die trying. That is more honorable than to sit back and doing nothing. I will die trying. That's more honorable than anything. But many of you don't have that mindset, though. Many of you don't have that mindset. Y'all want to give up at the slightest discomfort. Right? I keep pushing when those weights burning. I keep pushing when those weights burning. Soon as you start feel that acid burning your muscles, you put the weights back up. But then that's when the real reps begin, didn't you? Come on now. That's when the real reps begin, when it actually starts to burn. Those first 5 sets, they didn't count. They didn't count. Those 5 reps, they didn't count. After the 5 reps is when it counts, when it just started burning. Then that's when it counts, because that's when the muscles start to build, when it's under extreme stress. Come on, man. Man, I'm wise beyond my years, man. I'm in here spitting like a mug. I'm just in here spitting like a mug. But dudes still don't want to and then dudes get all salty. Dudes get all salty like this ninja right here. This a girl. Let me see. I don't even know what she talking about. She just came in here talking. I'm not even gonna argue with no chick. She said, you're a bitter black man, huh? You're a bitter black man. What am I bitter about, man? I'm in here popping my shit. What are you talking about? What am I bitter about? What am I bitter about, man? I'm grinding. What am I bitter about, man? I literally can have most bitches that I put my eyes on. What am I bitter about, man? What am I bitter about? I can literally, I can have any bitch I want. What am I bitter about? Any bitch I lay eyes on, I can make them go. What am I bitter about? I can get my hands on a black bitch. I can get my hands on a white bitch. I can get my hands on a Latina bitch. I can get my hands on whatever bitch I want to. For the free and paid, ninja. Which route do you want to go? What am I bitter about? I know where I'm headed. What am I bitter about? What am I bitter about? I look better than most of these dusty ninjas out here. What am I bitter about? I smell better than your father. What am I bitter about, ninja? I'm sitting here building a dynasty. What am I bitter about? See, they don't want the arrogant me. Nobody wants the arrogant me. Y'all don't want the arrogant me. The arrogant me is not likable. That's not the likable part. Because when I really start popping, Ninja's gonna be like, all right, Ninja, we heard this, but I can really sit up here and pop some more. What do I have to be upset about? The only thing that I'm upset about is that I don't have the exact money or hitting my financial goals in the way that I want to. That is it. I want more money. I already told you my goals. Ninja, I need $250,000. I need $500,000. That's what I need. And I am willing to put boots on the ground. Crawl through the mud to get exactly what I'm going to get in the first place. And y'all gonna see it live in the flesh. I'm going because when it's really time to pop, ninja, I'm gonna show you the pop. I'm gonna show you the pop. And they're gonna be like, dang, he really did it. He really bought the Z06. He really did it. Yeah, ninja, I told you I was gonna do it. That's the only thing I'm upset about. That I just want some more money. I want more money. I want to exit. I want a clean exit out of the 9 to 5 that I work. Will I tolerate 9 to 5s? Will I tolerate these jobs? Sure. Will I get out here and make the most money possible from these jobs? Sure. But I am not built for it. I'm not. I've learned everything that I need to learn. I've been, quiet for the longest. I've been a good soldier, ninja. I've listened to all the commands, ninja. I've been a good steward, ninja. But now it's time to break out of the cocoon. Now it's time to break out of the shell. I'm trying to make a clean exit out of my 9 to 5. That's what I'm trying to do now. Because I'm not built for it, and I won't last long term. The type of man that I am, the type of mindset that I have to exit. Because the corporate America, the 9 to 5 system is not built for masculine men. It's not. It's built for feminized men who will follow orders by any means necessary, even if it means sacrificing their dignity and integrity, right? Corporate America is built for the feminized men because it is led by the feminized society. And this is how it used to be way back in the day, right? People weren't relying on corporate America because corporate America didn't have that much power. Small businesses ran the USA. Not corporate America, not corporate giants who have the same who bring in the same profits as a dang on country, who are essentially their own countries. If you really sit back and look at it, Google is its own country, right? Google is bigger than any country, right? The type of power that they have, the type of money that they have, Google is bigger than any country. Microsoft is bigger than any country. Many of these companies are bigger than countries. They're bigger than the program. Come on now. I can sit up here and go on a rant for days. Shorty came in here and said, "You a bitter black man, huh? Girl, if you don't get your raggedy ass on somewhere, raggedy ass on." If I seen you in public, I wouldn't even look your way. Ugly ass little girl. Heck no, it is but so much due for a chick until she becomes ungrateful for some shit. Maybe you can ask her. She disappeared. She disappeared from the chat. She disappeared from the chat. Many men do not have honor. Moise, I do not watch you because you muscly. She just came in here. She seen the title and she just came in here and just, you know how people see the title, they don't even sit back for the conversation. They don't even sit back for the conversation. They just go on a little tangent. They just go on a tangent. Addict. How did these ninjas keep getting in? These ninjas really subscribing and then just coming in here and saying some crazy stuff. Like she had to subscribe. She had to subscribe once again. She had to subscribe and then come in here and type what she typed. Come on now, that is crazy work. Like that is crazy work to subscribe just to say what you have to say. That is crazy. XP Addy said, "You serve, right? I'm assuming you're talking about military." Yes. Are you going to be traveling to more places soon, AP? Yeah. See, that's the thing that's holding me back too. Y'all got to realize, like, I do work my main job. So I do work my main job. I do have a household that I take care of and all that jazz, right? I do have people that I'm responsible for, family that I'm responsible for, right? So I'm kind of I'm binded to responsibility. I'm binded to vacation time. I'm binded to work schedule. I'm binded to that. So that's why I'm trying to make a clean exit up out of this shit. Right. That's why I'm trying to get things where, really popping to where, I can make a clean exit. But yeah, I'm bonded to vacation time and all that stuff. So I gotta really move, strategically, pace out my vacation time and all that stuff, all that good stuff. It's a hassle, man. It is a hassle because I really want to travel more than really frequently, right? But it's just it is what it is right now. Medellin or Costa Rica sounds good. Medellin for sure, but I'm scared of Medellin. They drug ninjas out there. Costa Rica's more laxed, and I heard some good things about Costa Rica. But Medellin, Cartagena, yeah, those I'm definitely. Yep, XP Addict Army. But Medellin, yep, Medellin definitely top of the list. Medellin, Cartagena, definitely may go back to got to go back to DR again because I had a good time out there. Right, I'll be talking about that on locals. I'll be talking about that on locals. But Colombia got all the baddies. I get Costa Rica, but Costa Rica not really top of the list. Oh, XP Addict, you were infantry, so 11 Bravo. I was 92. I was 92 whiskey. 92 whiskey. So support water treatment specialist. So I was right there with the what's that? What was that? 32 Foxes. Was that 32 Foxes? But fuel. So right there along with fuel. I forgot what the MOS name is, but Foxtrot. Was it 92 Foxes? I believe it was 92 Foxes. Yeah, I think 92 Foxes. But right there with fuel, support, and all that. Aiden Smash says, I lived in Costa Rica for many years. Chicas are great, but gringo prices, though. Yeah, so Costa Rica is going to be, I don't know. I've heard Costa Rica was, you're going to pay some gringo prices, but then Medellin to Cartagena is probably cheaper than Medellin, but you're still going to be paying up there because the beauty level is just insane. But definitely Thailand and the DR is probably more on the cheaper end. The thing about Thailand is that you're gonna be paying a lot for the dang on for the flight. Then you're gonna spend a lot of time on the dang on that flight too. Japan is nice. Interesting. They said no crime and very beautiful flatbacks. Go to Florence. So Florence, Italy, and Portugal. Okay. You know my man Kemp. Do we know each other, XP? Do we know each other? Because I did military. I've been out for years now. It's not a lot, and by a year ahead, and you can get a round trip ticket for 500 to Thailand. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. But dang, a year ahead, ninja. I'm not trying to plan a trip a year ahead. But I guess if it works, it works. I'm kind of a last minute guy. I'm a last minute kind of guy, right? At least a few months ahead, but a whole year is crazy work. Because there's no telling what'll happen. There's no telling what will happen during that year's time. 5 months ahead. Okay, that's pretty. To travel to fly across the seas to Thailand like that. 5 months is definitely that's cool. Went to India and then Thailand. Okay, I don't know if I have a reason to go to India. I don't know if I have a reason to go to India. But XP added said your mannerisms remind me of the service and you remind me of an old friend. Okay, I appreciate that. I get told that a lot. How I carry myself, my mannerisms, all that good stuff. People hate you for that too. People hate for all kinds of reasons. People just hate. People just big old haters, man. The world is filled with losers. Thailand is only 4 hours away from Thailand. I think you meant India. You said Thailand is only 4 hours away from Thailand. Aiden Smash said going to Switzerland, Spain, Germany, and Croatia in 2 weeks. Gonna have lots of fun. Shouts out to Aiden Smash. Yeah, I gotta go on my European tour too. But like I said, I'm binded to this. I'm binded to my job right now. So, like I said, you'll see it. You'll see it when you see it. You'll see it when you see it. But yeah, I'm trying to make a clean exit. Trying to lower, ease my way up out of here, Ninja. Yep. But I need the community help. I'm putting in the work. I need the community help to make my clean exit. So ninja, if y'all want to help me, ninjas, help me. Help me make my clean exit then. Help me make my clean exit. If y'all really wanna see it. Jay says, if I had to live in another country, it would be the UK. What? You would live in the UK? Nah, I wouldn't live. I wouldn't live in any Western civilization at all. Texas is having a housing market crash. Yeah, UK is just the United States with an accent. The UK is just the United States with an accent and no guns. So UK is United States with an accent and no guns, ninja. Imagine getting poked up, ninja. That's horrible. Ninja, just shoot me. Imagine getting poked up. Like, nah, I don't want that. Ninja, just go ahead and end it, ninja. Those migrants beating the F out in the UK. Yeah. Dudes getting knifed in the UK. Yeah, I'll pass on the UK. If I were to move, I'll move to somewhere there's not much Western society at this point. I'll move somewhere, in Latin America. So my big choices, so either Latin America, those are my big choices. You talk about the West, I want out of the West. I want out of the West. I want out of United States, the destructive thinking and politics and all this stuff. I want out. Not saying that, anywhere else is just perfect. They got their issues too with politics and stuff like that. But I want out of the West. So it'd definitely be somewhere in Eastern Hemisphere for sure, or Central or South America, right? So definitely somewhere tropical. I want to be somewhere. I don't even want to be nowhere cold, ninja. I want to be somewhere where my DNA thrives, nigga. My DNA thrives, right? So a tropical climate, right? Island type climate, right? Something like that. Hold on one second. We said Lebanon. Uh, where is Lebanon? Is that Middle East? I think that is the Middle East. Yeah, the UK. Believe it or not, the UK is probably more. Well, I don't know if more dystopian than the United States, but it's up there. Definitely Canada have definitely got up there. Get arrested for criticizing the UK online, and they will show up at your door. Now, not even. Oh well, I need to stay up out of there then. Could you imagine Elon Musk running for president? We're not far from it. I wouldn't be surprised if he does. We're entering into what's the name of that movie? Idiocracy territory. We're entering into idiocracy territory. That's where we are. If Elon runs for president and he gets significant backing, it's over with. I honestly don't believe guys with this much money and that much power should be running for presidential office. I think there's a conflict of interest, and then especially since he's got so much money from the U.S. government for all of his exploration stuff, and I think it's a conflict of interest for real. And quite frankly, after what he pulled with Trump, and pulling his card and all that stuff, I definitely don't believe he should be running, because there's no telling what this ninja will do. There's really no telling what he'll do. Many of these guys are loose cannons. Yep, oligarchs. If people, I know people have lost their mind if Elon gets a significant backing, right? The fact that Trump still even has some of the backing that he does, that just proves that people have lost a ragged mind. Because ain't nothing around here have gotten better at all. Nothing. Ain't nobody lives improved. Nobody's not gonna be improved next year and the year after that, ninja. At all. And you can tell their true ways by the types of women they date. Yeah, Elon is an old freaky little boy. He like to experiment with his DNA. He like, let me impregnate this one, that one. I wanted to go to visit Vancouver, British Columbia when I had visited Seattle a couple months ago. Seattle cool. Seattle cool. But anyway, it's been nice chatting with you boys. Hopefully I'll be on a Twitch. I'm trying to get on Twitch later on. I'm still trying to figure out this OBS platform so I can go live. But create an outlier. Godly, then you can super chat if you have a question. Create an outlier. I walk alone because I was never meant to follow. I was born to build what others were too weak to imagine. They rejected me for my strength, envied me for my presence, and feared the truth in my voice. So they gossiped, mocked, tried to shrink me, but I didn't bend, I didn't fold, and I won't start now. I do not chase the approval of the herd. I walk above it. I see through the mask and I speak with conviction forged in pain and clarity. Every betrayal carved focus into my soul. Every lonely night built the calluses I now wear with pride. My mission is not optional. My legacy is non-negotiable. And my time is coming. I am built for this, and I will win. Let me go ahead and do you a favor. Go ahead and do you a favor. Get you up on out of here, ninja. Get you up on out of here. Shouts out to everybody that super chat. Shouts out to Moy, like always. Shouts out to Jay, Blake Bradley. Shouts out to Damien. Shouts out to JC. Randy said I'm lagging. Shout out to XP. Shouts out to everybody. Names I may have didn't touch. Shouts out to Coco. Shouts out to everybody. And I'll see y'all in the next one. I may be live tonight too. Depends on how I feel. May go live tonight. May go live on a Twitch. Trying to see. Definitely gotta put those local stories up there so y'all can see exactly what a ninja talking about. Exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, and that's a true after pill. I'll see y'all in the next one. Y'all enjoy y'all Friday. Peace.